Here we go again, y'all. This is your new release Wednesday, your NRW for September 6, 2017, and I'm here at my favorite comic book store in Woodbridge, Virginia. It's Painted Visions, Comics, Cards, and Games. I got my man Adam Martin in the house. What's up? Say what's up, Adam.
Hey, guys!
He's stocking up the new books, so come out here if you're looking for those new books, because my man Adam has them for you here at Painted Visions.
I got books. Who's got books? Who want books? I got books.
We got books. But what we don't have this week is our regular female hosts in the house, Brandy Gibson and Liz Gmaz. They have partied it out in Atlanta for Dragon Con. They had a little too much fun, so they asked for some more time off. We're going to give them some time off. They'll be back next week to hopefully give us all those gritty details and what went down and all those, things that happen over at your Mardi Gras of cosplay that is Dragon Con. So tune in next week again for them. And Rob left me high and dry because apparently he wanted to hit the beach. But I hope Rob is having a good time. He needed some time off. So shout out to Rob. Gibosaurus is in the house. But I'm not left alone. I got my man Adam. But I also bring some friends on back to the show that you've seen before. My man Elliot Merker.
Hey.
He's here. Represent. How you doing, Elliot?
Hello, bro.
Good to see you, man.
I was great to be here.
You've seen him with the Hayfield Comicon stuff. We've talked about Hayfield Comicon on the show. You're going to want to come back out to Hayfield Comicon next year. Still that date out. We'll be there. We're going to rep with Elliot. Happy to have Elliot back. As well as my man Scott Markley is in the house. What's going on, Scott? Man, I've missed you.
I've missed being here.
It's been a while. I know you have a new project, Stellar. You're sporting the shirt.
Got to.
Stellar Detective Tales. We're going to learn all about it, man. Great to see you, Scott.
Good to see you, too.
Good stuff is on the way, y'all. We're going to talk all about that stuff and more right after this. You've tuned into the NRW, giving you the NEW here at Painted Visions.
Lightworkers are those who volunteered before birth to help the planet and its population heal from the effects of fear. Each lightworker is here for a sacred purpose. Very often, however, life on Earth with its material focus creates a form of amnesia in a lightworker. They then forget their divine and perfect identities and also their abilities to miraculously help the Earth and all living creatures. When lightworkers forget their true identity and purpose, they feel lost and afraid. I am that lightworker. I've been having this dream about a man named Ananias and his wife, Ema.
Clearly, you've buried something deep inside of you that's trying to resurface.
Oh, hi. Are you okay?
I've dreamed of this for so long, of how you would look and...
Get some sleep.
But there are things that we need to discuss, Ananias.
Since meeting her, I know words and languages that haven't been spoken in over 2,000 years. I know mathematical equations that have never been taught to me, but somehow I know like it's second nature. Maybe this is all happening to me because I'm supposed to fulfill some kind of higher calling.
I am in your mind. I'm in your heart. I am a part of you.
Hey, guys. You know who it is. I'm not going to introduce myself. By the way, it's Adam. By the way, I know I've been gone for a while. I was on vacation, and then we were busy with the leaky roof. So welcome back to Painted Visions. I'm happy to host everyone. Too bad the rest of the crew's in here. Sorry. So, but we're going to get straight to the business. First, I'm going to talk about Generations. I didn't think I'd like this little series, but this little vanishing point deal, once again, Marvel kind of put out what happens after something, and then we find out the after later. But at least it didn't affect anything. But this has been really interesting. They've been telling us stories where the current version has been time displaced into a classic story and how they affect it. So I'm looking forward to reading how the Iron Man one works because I'm really digging what they're doing with Tony and looking forward to how they have him come back and find himself because right now his AI is technically drunk Tony. So I'm curious to see what they do to keep moving that forward. So now I'm going to move on to my next pick is a new book by Oni called Made Men. This is a really weird, crazy book. The only way I can really describe it is what if the Godfather tried to kill Frankenstein? So this is a descendant of the Frankenstein family that is left for dead only to find out they don't die. So this person was assumed dead, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be back for vengeance because there's again their whole crew was killed, and they're going to want some retribution. But the big one for this week, Walking Dead. We know Kirkman is wrapping the story up. This is a first appearance of the princess. She's some crazy Latina who apparently has been living on her own for over a year, so she says. So really curious to see how she's going to impact the survivors, because with recent turn of events, they kind of need to open up their arms and be friendly. But as we know from anything in Walking Dead, being friendly can be your biggest downfall. So this is what I'm really looking forward to. 171, Fear the Princess. Come pick it up tomorrow.
All right, we are back. Elliot, Scott, Patrick, Adam in the house, setting up the new books. We got some new Star Wars comic books coming out this week. And so on that note, we're going to talk Star Wars Force Friday that just happened this past Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Force Friday number 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's in preparation for The Last Jedi, the next Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Y'all excited?
An ominous title if ever I've heard one.
I know. Question.
Yeah.
So we had Force Awakens, we had Last Jedi. Is this the last Star Wars film, or are we getting a trilogy?
We're getting
Because
a
I've been seeing some other stuff that's starting to that took me astray. I thought
Yeah.
we were getting a trilogy,
No,
but
we're
I started
definitely
seeing
getting
some
a
stuff like,
trilogy.
no, this is the last film. I'm like, what?
Nah, it can't be.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, we're getting 3.
we're getting 3.
They've been talking about how to rewrite it because of Carrie Fisher.
And that's what I was
Yeah.
wondering. That because of the Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia passing away, in between that. But from what I understand, though, is that she did record material already.
Yes, she did.
So
So-
we're covered.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. Fingers crossed, because I want a trilogy.
And
I
even
want.
if we're not covered, they can always do a rewrite, right? They
Yeah.
can always bring in new, fresh talent, and they can always pull a 3D resurrection like they did with Tarkin. Though I'm pretty sure
That
I
was
read
too
somewhere.
soon.
I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that they're not going to because they already have what they need. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But we're definitely getting a trilogy.
Okay, because I was starting to. I thought again we were getting 3, and you're assuring me that we are. So I'm pleased.
Dude, this is a Disney
know.
we're talking about that's running it.
It's a moneymaker.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm calling it right now on this show.
Okay.
We're gonna at least get 2 more trilogies over the next 50 years. That's my call.
Oh,
It's my call.
in addition.
Yeah.
Okay. We are getting those prequel series.
Oh,
Are
absolutely.
you counting that, or are you counting?
No, I'm just talking
These are
continuation.
separate.
Yeah.
The
Oh.
Skywalker family soap opera.
Because
I
this
would
is
bet on that. I would
this
see
is
that.
a franchise they would be dumb to let die.
True.
I mean, especially since it's basically built such a massive community around it, like
Yes.
nothing we've ever seen. Like the comic books people, we have costume clubs for superheroes,
Yes.
but they're not nearly the scale of like the 501st, the Mandalorian Mercenaries, the Rebel Legion,
Yes.
the Saber Guild. We have such a massive and dynamic community going for the Star Wars nerds. Why wouldn't you keep giving us stuff?
That is true. That is true. Yeah. So, with Force Friday, what were some of your takeaways? What did you hold up? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I'm gonna give you a little behind the scenes action of my finding out about Force Friday.
Oh man.
I saw some of the press here and there, but I didn't know of local events that were occurring until this man posted that he was out at Toys R Us, and then I later found out today that he was accompanied by this guy. So 2 guys would have counted on to hey Patrick, they're doing a cool midnight thing. Some cool swag is gonna happen because he had this dope T-shirt that he showed all of his stuff that he acquired for Force Friday. But I'm just gonna give him a hard time. But next time, hopefully, with the next film,
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
because there was the
I thought
first
you
Force
knew.
Friday was but I this one surpassed me. I didn't know there were local events happening.
Yeah.
So actually, let's go back a little bit more. So we had the first Force Friday for Force Awakens,
Yeah.
and so now we skipped last year. We they may have done something a little bit for Rogue One, but it wasn't
A little bit,
Force
but it was-
Friday.
it wasn't
But it
quite
wasn't
as
a
big.
true
Yeah.
Force Friday.
Yeah.
So Force Friday is they're doing for the actual trilogy films, and so that's what this Force Friday was because of The Last Jedi.
Mhm.
So
Seems like, yeah.
so then I'm gonna have to wait to hear from you guys if I don't hear from for the next that you're reassuring me is gonna
I'm
happen.
gonna add
If
you
it's-
right now
Okay.
a little announcement. In 2
There we
years.
go. I appreciate that.
If it doesn't happen, I'll be like, mind.
You've heard it here. They're gonna
Force
let me
Friday
know.
is tough though because
Yeah.
you get introduced to all these new characters that you don't even know if you're gonna like yet.
Oh, I know. I don't want to talk on a particular character
All right.
in that regard.
Yeah.
Actually, too. So your takeaways. What did you pick up? What was your must-have for Force Friday, or did you already know coming in
So,
what was coming out?
I-
Did you research that heavy?
I did. I'm the type of person to go on there and I looked at what the leaked stuff
Okay.
was, and I
Yeah.
planned ahead.
So what were your must-haves, and did you accomplish it?
I got the big one was getting that free T-shirt from Toys R Us.
And that's
Just
what I
gotta rub
was
it
so
in,
jelly.
Gotta rub it in.
Jelly. Funko, cool little.
It was really neat. I
Yeah.
planned. That's why I planned to go to Toys R Us because everyone else had like a poster or something.
Yeah.
We got a poster and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
This guy. But can you even fit the shirts? Because they look kind of small. So,
They actually wear about a
Couple
size
dozen?
bigger.
Oh, did I make you feel bad? Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
it's fine. I'm making more of a big deal of it than it is. I hope my girlfriend doesn't see this because it's
I
going to
still
her.
love you,
It's
man.
going to her. So
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a gift at some point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rigid.
There you go.
But then I picked up that a battle pack between Boba Fett and Han Solo from like the original trilogy.
Oh,
so
sweet.
not new
Yeah.
stuff.
Little,
old stuff.
so like moments.
It was it goes. They have this weird little like wristband now for some of the toys that actually makes sounds.
Oh,
when you
nice.
touch
The
it.
Force Link. I saw the
Yeah,
commercials.
Yeah.
Kind of sweet.
It is. It's really. I didn't get the band because I just wanted the Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So you know, but he's
Okay.
got like twin flamethrowers.
Nice.
Yes.
Han Solo doesn't stand a chance.
In fairness,
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
In fairness, that battle pack kind of reminded me of one they did like back in the 80s with the Boba Fett with the extra jetpack you could put on with like the wings and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, it seems like they're rehashing that a little to me.
Yeah.
But you know, I was looking for the Luke Skywalker 6-inch and the Rey 6-inch, and
You
know,
didn't score them?
Didn't score them.
Oh.
Of
So
course,
you're
it was
Force
probably just
Friday.
bad, yeah, it was probably just bad timing on my part.
Gotcha.
You know, maybe a little stocking issue at the Toys R Us we were at. So.
Did you try pre-ordering or try ordering online?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No
They're
go?
already in the mail right now.
Oh, okay. So you took
I'm
care of
getting
it.
them, but you know.
Yeah.
No, I
But you
took-
wanted them in your hand day one.
I took a slightly different route instead of going online. I went to another store.
Okay.
You know, it's like 12:30 at night.
So you didn't score the initial at Toys R Us?
I scored the initial at Toys R Us, and then I went
Okay.
to a Walmart and I got the Black Series 6-inch Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, yeah.
Which-
We were talking about Thrawn.
Just looks classy.
It looks really nice. It's a really nice figure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So those were your major scores
was
that
the
you
main
wanted.
ones I wanted to get. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And so you accomplished that.
Yeah.
I because I wasn't aware. I'm gonna make it feel. I turned out later that evening. I went to Target. I was trying to find the Poe Dameron Marvel. Well,
Yeah.
not Marvel Legends, but the. Was it Marvel Legends putting that out too? Because you know they have their own
No, that's the
cosplay
that's
line.
the current run.
Yeah. Okay.
So Legends is the old canon.
No.
you mean
He's
yeah.
talking about the cosplay.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
yeah.
cosplay line. Because
I haven't
there's like a
read
cyber.
anything about
Well, there was a Iron Man helmet.
Yeah.
I recently got the Star Lord, but now there was a Star Wars one, which was Poe Dameron helmet. Couldn't find it. That was the one I was looking for. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
it.
it has like Bluetooth in there and all that.
Oh yeah, those.
Because I
Dude.
want to
Oh,
cosplay as
Can I
Poe.
get a Boba Fett helmet like that?
Oh, I
With-
know.
With Bluetooth.
That would be dope.
The big thing they got introduced, and we were in line with like 20 other people, and you know,
Uh-huh.
the people talking about the big scores they were going to find.
Yeah.
And it was the $800 Millennium Falcon Lego set.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I've
what
heard
it is.
about that. And
Yeah.
probably like one of the most complicated ones,
Yeah.
but very
Yeah.
expensive.
So I didn't get
Well, that
it.
is just
Yeah.
huge. Like it would take up most of the shelf,
Oh wow.
just size wise.
Sweet. So always a size issue, man.
Yeah.
So,
where am I gonna put it?
speaking of two characters, and so like since we haven't seen the film and we've only seen a little bit of trailers, but there were characters introduced in these toy lines that are now in a toy form that we don't know about because you know we haven't seen the film yet, or more new trailers.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of some of these characters that we saw? Two big standouts for me that I was, you know, when we were talking about certain characters, I want to know all about this Porg.
Yep.
Is this going to overtake the Ewok? And how cool is that freaking red Praetorian Guard?
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing that right?
Praetorian Guard, yeah.
I always love that original from the the original trilogy.
Yeah.
The red that protect the
Yeah.
Emperor.
The
But
the
this
Royal Guard,
sucker
yeah.
looks like fucking samurai.
Guard!
Royal Guard.
Imperial Guard!
These Praetorian Guards look fucking badass, dude.
Yeah.
I think they're actually going to do something, unlike the
Oh,
guy
I know.
that-
Where they
I
just
hope
kind of
so.
stand there and then walk on.
These guys look
Yeah.
savages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just look cool as shit.
See, actually, I
So-
was looking at it, and it kind of reminded me of a comic book run a while back. I think it was Shadows of the Empire,
Okay.
where it had the Imperial Guards being trained up.
Yeah.
And so their armor looks very reminiscent of that, and some of the weapons they have do too. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what they do with them and how that kind of progresses. So
One of the things I saw, and remember the big hero from the last movie was the guy they called TR-8R, the clone who went traitor and pulled out his
six pins.
Oh
bro.
yeah.
So
Is that black one? You think that stormtrooper with the black on the side?
I think he
or something?
died in the last movie though, didn't he? But the new one, yeah, the one with the black on his helmet,
Yeah, I
he's
saw
got
that.
this spiked club with like electricity on
Yeah,
the side.
yeah.
I'm hoping he's the next really cool stormtrooper to
Okay,
come out.
because that was another cool kind of like
Yeah.
I like the variety because you know well it is cool that you know they're kind of stock stormtroopers like so anybody you feel like you could be a stormtrooper yourself
Yeah.
but how they are these kind of other cool funky
Yeah.
variations which is dope. So yeah, so so you were psyched about the Praetorian
Oh,
Guard.
yeah.
You want to see some
It looks
action on that?
fantastic, and I want to see more action on that.
Cool.
So
So
see what the porgs do.
so yeah, what do you think about these porgs, man? Like, was that like the hot Funko? Because you know everybody's all about Funko as well. There's like this thing called flocked and unflocked porgs
I'll be honest.
that are in the Funko. Do you know what I'm talking about, Adam?
I know what
Off
flocked
camera?
is, and it's terrible.
Is it something we shouldn't probably talk about right now?
I mean, it's fine.
It's like
Flocking,
feathered. Or
it's
on
velvet.
the-
It's like crushed velvet.
Yeah.
So for people
the
like
texture of the porg.
Yeah.
me, yeah, it's just texture on it.
Ah,
You know
okay.
They said they're based on puffins. Like they
Okay.
based the design and the
Gotcha.
I don't really know how to feel about them yet. 'Cause
Yeah.
It seems like just trying to play on us saying, "Oh, that's cute," and I'm not really sure they're gonna have that big a part of the movie.
Exactly. It's about how I'm feeling.
Star Wars released on their.
A flocked pup.
Oh man, that's neat.
Oh, Swamp Thing. And I would think about. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Kind of like Beastman.
Oh, he's soft.
Remember the Masters of the Universe? So that's what that is.
Yeah.
Beastman.
Yes.
When
When you see flock, that's what they mean.
before we heard Flocks was Beast. Oh, that's pretty dope. I like that.
That's really neat.
That's really neat, and Swamp Thing is perfect for that.
Of course.
Thank you, Adam.
You're very
welcome.
So Flocks, to me, I take it to Beastman. That was like the first Flock toy I ever experienced. Is my Masters of the Universe
Yeah.
toys. That's pretty sweet. I'm digging that. So yeah, this whole Porg thing, I heard was like one of the hot Funko items for Fourth Friday, and there was like Chewbacca had a Porg in his hand.
Yeah.
So they're gonna play on our emotions because everyone loves Chewbacca.
I
So
mean-
is that how they're trying to sell it to us? If Chewie's down with the Porg, you gotta be down with the Porg.
The Star
Probably,
Wars
yeah.
Facebook page had a little animated short of Chewie and BB-8 sitting in the Millennium Falcon,
Oh, really?
and the Porg got loose and started messing with them, and
Yeah.
BB-8 tries to like catch it, but it keeps punching Chewbacca instead.
Mhm.
So you know you got that trio, the Three Stooges type.
Oh, they're trying to get us. They're gonna-
What is
they're
this
gonna get
rumor I
us.
hear about? Apparently, there's a Chewbacca toy with a feather hanging out his mouth. I'm serious. I heard about
Man.
this.
Oh, so it's gonna eat the Porg.
Well, there's a theory that either Chewbacca eats one or he hides one in his mouth.
I think the clue is in the pork feet because they look like chicken feet, so maybe they taste like chicken.
Oh lordy,
seems
lordy,
to my-
lordy.
Maybe they beat Chewie in chess.
So
Let the Wookiee win.
We do need to see what happens when you don't let the Wookiee win.
Yeah, no, I just want Chewbacca to like actually rip someone's arms off for once.
Have you not seen the extended cut?
I have. It's
then
just
you saw it.
I need more of that, like in an actual theatrical release.
The end credits of every Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
So let's sign off this segment with: do we think the Porg will go the way of the Ewok in BB-8 in R2-D2 in Beloved Nature, or will the Porg go the way of what's that character that everyone hates from the prequel
Jar Jar.
trilogy? A Jar Jar. Will it be a Jar Jar Binks and
They're
be
called Gungans.
immediately forgotten? What say you, Elliot?
I'll say they'll suck around for the cuteness factor, but I don't think they're gonna play a big role.
Okay, Adam, what do you think?
If they talk, they're gone.
So you're saying Jar Jar. What about you,
You
Scott?
know, I think that if they talk, they're gone. So if they don't talk, they're Ewoks. They're going to be cool. But the second they open their mouths and they make English words, it's over.
I'm gonna have to side with you guys. I think so. Yeah, I think just keep them silent.
We're right.
All right, guys. Force Friday. When it comes again, make sure these guys let you know when it's happening.
Sup NRW, it's Elliot. Here's your 3 picks, or my 3 picks for the week. First up is Nightwing. This is at the end of the Spiral story arc. So come take a look at it. Will this take down Mr. Minus? Probably. I mean, it's Nightwing. He's that awesome. So definitely give it a read. I highly recommend it. Second up is got to be Kingsman. We got the second movie coming out on September 22nd. And I just like a good spy story, and this definitely scratches all the itches. So pick it up. It's going to be a really fun read if you liked the movie, or even if you didn't. So highly recommend it. And the third is going to be Cyborg, where he's going to be teaming up with his corrupted doppelganger. So it's going to be a really cool read, and I mean, it's Cyborg, so why wouldn't you? Booyah!
All right, got Scott now. We're going to talk about an amazing book Scott has. Last time he was on the show, we talked about Time for Hugs, which was an awesome book, but now he's gone stellar. I like
That's
that.
true. That's good.
To
That's good.
Stellar Detective Tales.
That's pretty good.
Tell me all about it, Scott, for those that are the
So
uninitiated.
I've taken the jump from doing comics to just straight up novels.
Yes.
Because I can get more story told. I felt like pent up story with the comic.
It's all up in there.
Because a 3 hour, it took 3 hours to do like one page of a web comic.
Yeah.
Well, 3 hours gets me like 10 pages of this, and I can just keep going and moving.
Yeah.
So Stellar Detective Tales is about a 1930s detective thrust forward into the far future of 2173 aboard a spaceship where he fights crime not knowing anything about technology.
How did that happen?
So, bad sci-fi channel original plot.
Okay.
There's a gun called the Maelstrom that shoots space-time vortexes.
Okay.
And it shoots a cop in the face in the future,
Uh-huh.
swaps his brain with the brain of the detective from the past.
Oh. And so he's sucked out of his own time
He's
into
sucked
now.
out of his own time into now. He
Okay.
fakes being a cop from the future for a while. They just think he's a cop with brain damage because he got shot in the head. But
So is he now trying to make his way back?
nope. He's decided
He's happy.
gonna-
He's happy with it.
He gets to drink now. Alcohol was illegal in the 30s. It's
Oh, so
it's-
there's that kind of that instead of like the man out of water, and that's general concept
He's
story.
constantly
he
in
wants
water.
where people
He's-
wants to go back. He's like, fuck this, I'm loving life now.
He drinks like a fish.
Okay, I'm digging that. So how was it going? So you said it would take you X amount of time to write that. So have you enjoyed this transition to now?
It's a
a
lot
lot
of fun.
more freedom for you.
And if I make a mistake, it's easier to get out a couple paragraphs and just take a whole piece of art and kind of not like it anymore and throw it away.
So how long did this entire book? When did this start, and when did you finish this
I
one?
did
and
this
are you
last
working
year.
on
I
the next
finished it in
one?
a few months.
Okay.
The next one, I finished the rough draft. It'll be out in January.
Okay.
This one came out. I'm trying to do a yearly cycle where I get
Wow.
one out a year. Trying to do like pulp fiction. So
Oh, nice.
like back in the day, you just had book after book after
Yeah.
book. Something that might not be good for you. This isn't a vegetable. This is a can of Pringles. I want you to
Gotcha.
open it and keep eating, and you might feel bad at the end, but you keep eating it.
Okay. Are you self-publishing this book?
I am. I'm self-publishing it through the same people I published the comic from.
Okay.
So,
So how is that coming along? Are you working towards bigger distribution? What is the distribution like?
So
And-
I'd like to be published by something else one day.
Okay.
And that was one of the big things when I was looking for
but still
self-publishing.
maintaining control.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was one of the things I was looking at from the self-publisher is they are in control of this edition. But if
Okay.
I make enough substantive changes,
Okay.
the second edition I can push out anywhere else.
Awesome.
So I'm not bound to the publisher.
Okay. So how can people get a copy of Stellar
So yeah,
Detective
it's
Tales if
it's
they're
on
interested?
Amazon.
Amazon.
The Kindle version is just $3. Tried to keep it
Nice.
real cheap and easy.
Affordable.
Yeah. Just to get
And
into.
one of the big things that I saw when you were putting together this book, and I was seeing some of the awesome fan art, and I guess a lot of your friends that they were putting together, and being one of your friends.
Exactly.
I'd like to think, although when you don't find out about a midnight Toys R Us sale.
sadness.
Anyway, I'm just gonna mess with him. I was very keen about the character. I love the visual of him.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that time period, and then mixing that time period with the future. I was like, oh shit, that's all up my alley. So I'm excited and looking forward to checking out the book and giving it a read. But I love the fan art. So are you putting that together as something, or is that included in
I should have brought
specials in the
my,
book?
my art book. So I put together an art book for this one, and I'm going to put together an art book for the next one.
So it's available as
It's
well.
available as well. You can only get it from me. So if you
Okay.
find my Facebook and just shoot me a message, I can dish it out. But it's I have a lot of artist friends and I have a lot of author friends.
Yeah.
And if I'm making some money off this. I want to push it onto them as well, support
Such
the
a good
community.
guy. Yeah.
So I got, I think it was 13 pieces of art for the first book.
Yes.
Because we live in an Instagram society. I can't just take a picture of this and be like, hey, look at that, give me some likes.
Yeah.
So I paid some people to draw my character, and I made sure they did it in their style.
Okay.
'Cause it's very important. If you read a paragraph of my page,
Yes.
of my book,
Yeah.
you'll get a different mental image than I will.
Yeah.
It's that whole Hermione Granger was black in the latest play.
Yeah.
And J.K. Rowling came out and said, I never said she was white, and that's the beauty of books on words on a page.
Exactly. And another thing I love about books.
Yeah.
The foundation of everything we love that's in the story. Read the source material, people. So that's beautiful. And I know Elliot, who's off camera right now, he's putting together a piece.
So, yeah,
and you got some other people that are going to be part of some of the next volumes coming up.
Yep. So it is called Stellar Detective Tales, and I thought a little weird that I only had one story going. I mean, Star Wars is called Wars, and they have multiple wars going on, so I had to do something.
Okay.
And
So future volumes are going to include.
So
some
future
friends.
volumes, I'm going to have some short stories at the end.
Nice.
So the main driving force will always be my detective.
Yeah.
He's both in space and he's really great at his job, so he's a stellar detective. And but I'll give you that one. But he's I want other characters to be focused on because he's kind of a Luddite and he's on a spaceship, which means you don't get to see a lot of, and he's new, so he doesn't get the politics, he doesn't get the technology, he just does his job. And I
Okay.
want all that other stuff to be explored.
Okay.
So I'm paying some other people to write in that. So the next book, Elliot is writing about one of the androids and how he wants to do community theater. And my friend Dan is going to be writing about a hacker
Okay.
who gets around the ship.
Nice. And then hopefully I will be dropping a pit up. I told
Sure,
them
would
I'd
be
love
nice.
to do one because I was really impressed with the design, and I can't wait to tear into it. Where would you like to see Stellar Detective Tales go? What are you building towards beyond just just a passion of writing
Yeah.
the ongoing adventures and the books?
So I would be happy, more than happy, of just getting the story done.
Okay.
I have 9 books planned, and that's going to be it. It's
Okay.
sort of a hard ending.
Yeah.
Of course, I'd be lying if I said I don't want something more. And I'd love
TV, film.
I'd love a sci-fi original
toys.
series, man. A sci-fi original series.
Yeah.
Just because I grew up with things like Stargate Atlantis or SG-1, and
Netflix. Hey, Netflix. I know you're buying a lot of properties out there.
I want one season on Fox and then it to get canceled and then Netflix to pick it up.
That would be awesome.
It would be.
That would be awesome. So Stellar Detective Tales, give them all the websites, all the social networking engines, everything where they can buy it. So Amazon,
Yep, it's,
look up Stellar Detective Tales.
Amazon, look up Stellar Detective Tales. I've got the Facebook, Instagram. Just look for Stellar Detective Tales. I believe Twitter
At Stellar Detective
at
Tales?
Stellar Detective Tales.
Okay.
Twitter, I think, is just Stellar Tales. I was dumb.
Okay.
2 different things. But,
Any other projects you got going on that you want to promote and how they can, follow the Scott Markley?
Man, I don't even know what I've got going on at this point.
It's all Stellar Detective
Oh,
Tales.
I
right
am
now.
doing a review series for this great charity group.
I saw that.
It's they're up in
What is that?
Pennsylvania. So they're called the Gearbox Union.
Okay.
And they give every year to Extra Life Charity. And
Good charity.
My friend Lee wanted me to do something for him.
Okay.
And so I'm doing a review series on cell phone apps,
Nice.
but focusing only on apps that promise to make you a better person in some way.
Sweet.
So like learn a language,
Yeah.
or I found one that teaches you geography, or drink enough water every day.
I can dig that.
So trying to review those every
Okay.
week.
So that'll be on Gearbox
It'll
Union.
be on Gearbox Union, or it'll be on YouTube under Professor Markley.
Professor Markley.
That was the deal we worked out, is I get to have it on
Okay.
their page, and it's on
Okay.
my YouTube.
Awesome. I dig that. All right, Scott. Well, Stellar Detective Tales. Make sure you look that up on Amazon. They can get the hard copy
The
there.
hard copy's there, too.
As well as the Kindle copy, which is $3. That's a steal, y'all.
It's free if you have Kindle Unlimited too. If you've got the Amazon Prime and you just click the read.
free. Can't be free. Scott Markley, Elliot Merker doing an upcoming tale of Stellar Detective Tales. You want the art book, and hopefully it'll feature me. I'm gonna try and drop
That's
one
true.
together
That'd
for
be
him. It's a fun time. It's a great looking character. I can't wait to read it. Stellar Detective Tales. Check it out.
Well, it's a good thing you can't wait to read it because this one's yours. I have to sign it.
And we're gonna end it right there. I got my copy, y'all. Ooh. All right, guys, this is Patrick, and these are my picks for September 6th, 2017, new release Wednesday. First up from DC Comics, Bombshells United #1, brand new series. I really enjoyed the previous DC Bombshell titles. They were exclusive, internet only based, and then they also put out the comics. And so I'm super excited for this. Marguerite Bennett, Marguerite Sauvage, and they're doing it up. We see Wonder Woman joining Donna Troy and what's the other? Cassandra? I forgot the other.
Cassie King.
Cassie. Well, what is it again, Elliot? Help me out.
King.
Kate.
King.
Sandsmark.
Yeah.
I think it's the last name.
Yeah.
Yes. So Wonder Woman helps save the two because apparently there's internment camps going on. Because again, this takes place back in like the 1940s. It was inspired by one of Marguerite Bennett's family trips. She was looking at some old photos with some family, and just a terrible time in history. And she wanted people to remember this, and what better way for her to use her platform and tell the tale with the bombshell stuff and using Wonder Woman. So I'm super excited about this. Can't wait. And Terry Dodson doesn't Terry Dodson do amazing covers? I love this beautiful cover right here. So Bombshells United #1, check it out. It's going to be awesome. Y'all know I have a little one who loves Wonder Woman, so we're going to kind of continue on my love fest with my daughter and the stuff she loves. So Wonder Woman on to Star Wars Adventures. She loves Rey. We love Force Awakens. And as you saw earlier, we were talking about Force Friday. We're going to keep it all Star Wars. I'm wearing Star Wars right now. Star Wars Adventures, one of my favorite comic books growing up was the Marvel stuff. And now IDW doing a kids line to kind of continue on with some of those awesome kind of digest adventures that they also have. I'm really psyched about this. Scott, Charm, Samariva, Parsons, Kirchhoff. Oh, John Samariva. I remember that guy. He's a cool guy. Shout out to John. Great little line. From what I read online, they're going to kind of do some separate stories within the universe. This one's going to cover Rey, from what I understand, in the first issue. Looks really dope. Some cool stuff. There's also some great alternate variant covers to this, so check it out. Star Wars Adventures. Shout out to IDW Publishing, putting out another great title. For my top pick, it kept on being chosen by everybody else on the show. So Elliot chose Kingsman Red Circle, which I'm a big fan of. I'm a huge fan of Kingsman, the Secret Service. The Red Diamond is a sequel to the upcoming Secret Circle, is the next Kingsman film. Golden Circle. This is a prequel after that. So Elliot chose that, so pick that book up. My buddy Adam here at the store chose the next issue of The Walking Dead because it introduces a great new character in the Princess. So I'm psyched about that. And Scott just chooses all the good stuff as well. So all these guys taking my picks. So there was one book that I was really curious about. So I was going to pick it up. And so since they talked about some of the other great books, I'm going to talk about this curious book that I saw. And it comes with two variant covers. Trump's Titans. My least favorite president, and I've never called him president, and I will never call him president. You'll never hear me put the word president and TRUMP together. See there? See how I got away with that? Trump's Titans. Very curious about this book. I thought it was like promoting him. I wasn't sure about how it is, but I think they're lampooning the lampoon, the buffoon. And I was kind of nervous because I saw like the SS in the title, and that whole white power thing fears me a lot. I'm not too far from Charlottesville. So I saw this, and then my worries were put at ease that it's actually, bringing the truth to reality. So we're seeing that. Amazing covers, Trump's Traitors, Trump's Titans. This is going to be an interesting book. I don't know too much about it, other than Adam, he gains powers, or he gets the weapons.
It appears they get weaponized.
They get weaponized. All we know is when Elliot and Scott and I were looking through it, our new favorite tagline is going to be Cupheads. That's all I got to say. So we're worrying how this kaboom Cupheads is going to be. Check it out. Trump's Titans. Those are my picks, y'all. NRW, September 6th, 2017. All right, we're back again. Scott, Elliot, Patrick, Adam. And coming out this week is something really cool. Marvel, not too long ago, did a series of Marvel hip-hop covers, which, as me as a hip-hop fan, I really enjoyed. They really showed a lot of love, specifically within Humans. My buddy Damian Scott held it down. Just some great work. And actually, this is dropping this week, a whole collected edition art book of all of those amazing covers, so you're going to want to pick this up. But also coming out this week, and something we want to talk about, I got some rock and roll fans in the house with me. I'm a big rock and roll guy. And as are these guys, Scott and Elliot. So something dropping this week, and one of the covers we have right here in my hands, Guardians of the Galaxy. We have Rocket Raccoon spoofing Nirvana. Classic cover. Mm-hmm. The only thing is Rocket has his clothes on. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's for all of our benefit.
I don't know about that, man? You know, we have some furry lovers out there that might want to see the whole.
It's gonna be really hard for him to dry wearing the clothes. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's gonna have to take them off anyway to dry.
Yeah.
So.
Well, then you got the fur underneath it, so
It's gonna smell.
yeah, it's gonna smell.
Awesome cover though.
It's like when
It's
it's
just
dog
a
with a
really
hoodie.
nice cover.
You gotta give it to them. Marvel is really, you know, I've actually kind of been, you know, a little bit anti extra cover, you know, game here and there
Yeah.
because they kind of take it a little far. We have way too many variants out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys agree with me on that.
Yeah. It
But I
gets a
did
little
enjoy like the Marvel hip hop, and now with Marvel doing the rock and roll stuff and
Yeah.
you know spoofing Nirvana, man. You know, it's awesome.
They had to.
So
But
they
no.
had to cover it.
They had to. But it's also, you know, I feel like this is also a good way for us to get the new generation of kids who are now reading these comics
That's
into
true.
the good old music.
Yes.
Because like this has been something I've been decrying for a long time because I work with kids.
Yes.
And it's like I make musical references in addition to my nerdity references, and sometimes they just don't get it.
And it pains
me.
Oh my
it gets
gosh.
me right
Yes.
here. And so to be able to point to this cover and say, "Hey, have you listened to that album yet?" And they're like, "Yes." And
So that is
it
definitely a
helps
pluses you can say for doing these variant covers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It
them.
draws
Especially the
people
musically,
to that.
especially the musically inspired ones.
Yes.
You know, with the Nirvana, with all the hip hop ones. You know,
Yeah.
that actually got me into a few hip hop bands that I didn't really know I would have liked it until
Awesome.
I did.
Cool.
So it's definitely, I would consider it a public service more than anything.
And it's a great pun because they're all cover bands. No,
Ah!
you don't get one. That was bad. I don't want to
I was
give
giving
anyone.
you the.
No, I don't need it.
I
don't
won't leave you
deserve it.
hanging, brother.
Thank you, bro.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about some classic album covers. You know, Nirvana would have been would have made a choice, and boom, they already did
Yeah.
it with Rocket with
They-
Guardians.
I think they-
What are some for you?
Well, they're all already doing one of my top picks, which is Queen.
Yes.
You know, I would love to see a couple Ozzy covers.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne, some Black Sabbath.
Judas Priest, man.
Dude, that was what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, especially, and this is more of a DC thing. Like, if DC could jump on this bandwagon, I need to see Cyborg on a cover that features Electric Eye by Judas Priest. Because, like, that would just, it works.
And I'm kind of shocked. Adam actually brought up this great point. You know, Marvel dropped the whole hip hop cover thing.
Yeah.
DC should have been like, okay, we're
We'll
gonna
pick it
one up
up,
you with
yeah.
some rock and roll.
Yeah. But, you
You
know,
know?
it seems like Marvel beat them to the punch on this one.
Yeah, they brought it out.
Yeah.
So how about you, Scott? Well, Judas Priest.
Judas Priest is the big one. I don't know if they're going just kind of the hard rock type thing.
Classic
Or are they
rock,
doing just
maybe?
Classic.
Metal.
I want to see some David Bowie.
What about you, Adam?
Well, they are doing a really good Queen one that's also coming out this week, which is awesome.
Okay.
But my only concern is that they don't drop the ball like they did with the hip hop ones. They called them classic hip hops, and then very soon after we saw albums that had been out for like
that
3,
kind of
4
bothered me.
years.
Like, really, they haven't established themselves.
Well, I
yet.
feel like you won't have that problem with rock as much.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Because
don't
rock
get
is
me wrong-
dead.
No. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of new good acts that are calling themselves rock. But when it comes to classic rock, it's a very defined genre, and it's nothing newer than about 1995.
Yeah.
When did Motley Crue become classic rock? And is Bowling for Soup now classic?
It all makes us feel so very
Wait,
old.
yeah, I think Bowling for
God,
Soup
it
is
feels
classic
so
rock
old.
at this point.
Like the fact that you can call Nirvana classic rock, that's grunge rock, not
Yeah.
classic
Yeah.
rock.
That's
It's
true.
a
Yeah.
classic rock album.
Yes.
But it's
Yeah.
not the genre
That's
of
true.
classic
That's
rock.
True.
So true. So, what's a cover you wanted to see? You said
I think they can do a really fun Toys in the Attic cover.
Toys in the Attic.
That would be cool.
Okay.
A little bit of Aerosmith.
I'm trying to remember all the Aerosmith comes to mind. This
Yeah.
is his favorite band of mine.
Whitesnake had some really good covers.
Yes. AC/DC.
Yep, yep.
I mean, oh yeah, there's some of the, like, especially if they dip their toe into the metal a little bit, like
Yeah.
getting some of
Yeah.
like the Evil Ernie covers and stuff like you got, like, there's so many things they can do.
By the way, I'm just saying, Ghost Rider needs to be one of those AC/DC covers just for Highway to Hell. Just for that.
Can't argue the point.
I can't argue with him. He's not giving you no love.
No love today.
No love.
Not at all.
All right, so hey, we want to hear more about what you think you'd like to see. Put it in the comments. They're doing some cool
And no
stuff.
cheating.
man.
Don't look up what's coming out. Let us know what you want to see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Check it out, Marvel. You can get it at Painted Visions. Adam has it in stock. We got them here for you. We want to know
Come
in the
fill your
comments.
need.
Hey, new release Wednesdayers. It's Scott here talking about the 3 things you should pick up this week. Should you have the extra cash? I know I will find extra cash. My girlfriend won't be happy about the rent. The 3 things I'm going to choose this week. Darth Vader number 5. The Darth Vader series has been really cool so far. This one, he's doing that whole Yoda in the tree type thing where he's finding out what his main qualm is with the Force. Pretty fun. Then the next one, Captain Phasma. You wondered what happened to her after she got thrown into that trash compactor. I know I did. Now you have some answers. And then, stepping away from Star Wars, Jessica Jones. Nerd, not nerd, admittance time. I didn't know anything about Jessica Jones until the TV series came out. Fell in love with the character. Looks like the comic book is following her new type of identity. And this one follows her taking a job from Maria Hill after the whole Hydra nonsense. Looks pretty good. Check it out.
That's our NRW for. I should know the name of the show. That's our NRW for September 6th. Thank you, Adam.
No, thank you.
If you're ever in the Woodbridge area, you want to shop at Painted Visions. If you're in the Fairfax area, you're going to want to shop at the Amazing Comic Shop.
Indeed.
Those are
If you're
our
in Columbus,
stores.
Ohio, you want to shop at Laughing Ogre.
Oh yeah, yeah, support them all. I forgot about that one. Thank you, Elliot. Where do they need to be for Hayfield Comicon next year? What date time?
It's going to be April 14th at Hayfield Secondary School. Keep your eye on Facebook for any updates.
And my buddy with his stellar detective tales, Scott Markley. Tell them where they can get the book at.
Amazon, just look for Stellar Detective Tales and leave a review.
Yep. And again, this is Patrick. Thank you for watching and subscribing and liking and sharing, or at least I'm hoping you're doing that.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And also let Brandy and Liz know how much we don't miss them.
Shout out to Brandon and Liz. They'll be back next week. We'll be at Strange Manor next week, and then back here again to show Painted Visions Loves. That's our shop. We appreciate y'all, and that's our show. We're out here, y'all. Oh, one last thing. Thank you to all of the customers and the staff.
Yes.
As I think I talked about it last episode, but from last week to this week, send your prayers out. Send donations to people in Southern Texas that are suffering from Hurricane Harvey. We did some Hurricane Harvey relief here at Painted Visions and at the Amazing Comic Shop and at Jeppy's Entertainment Museum and at Comics and Gaming. I reached out to all my friends, and we put together a truckload worth of supplies that's going to go to a good cause down there. We dropped them off at McLean Bible Church. They're transporting it down there. So thank you to all of the donors, to all of the customers, and to all the staff. I can't appreciate you all enough to show that love to those.
Hey, we
people in
appreciate you
Southern
having the
Texas.
idea, and we were glad to facilitate.
Thank you, man. And let's pray as well. We have another hurricane coming our way
Yep.
in Irma. It's that time of the year. You know,
I
where
got a
these
guy
things
down in
happen.
Florida that they're shuttering up, and he's prepping for the worst.
So just be safe out there. We appreciate y'all, but the number one thing is be safe with your friends and your family, and make
And
sure
be safe during your hurricane party, and have a hurricane party.
drink it up. Just throw them all back.
Exactly.
We appreciate y'all. Much love. This is NRW.